Oh, hello, it's Feltus45, and this is a charity video for all you people out there looking at this particular laptop online and thinking about buying it. It's a DV7-4157CL. Now, I found it on buy.com for under $500. I thought that was a pretty sweet deal, and I couldn't really find reviews, so I just want to help anyone out that's looking at this laptop and they're not sure if they want to gamble on it. Here is my overview of this puppy right here. For under $500, I'd say that's pretty good for the specs, at least. I mean, it has Phenom 2 dual core. Obviously really good for a laptop, or not really good, but you know, medium end, I'd say. 4 gigs of RAM, that's decent. Nowadays they're usually going 4 to 8 gigs standard. Windows 7 Home Premium, also, I mean, I don't really care. I have Signature Edition on my desktop, but this seems just fine for what I need it for. And it also has an HD 4250, I believe, for a graphics card. That's obviously Radeon. I try to always stick with NVIDIA, but you can't be too picky when it comes to laptops. The first thing I have to say about this is it's massive, but I'll show you that later. We'll just look in the front here. If you can see closely here, that's a brushed aluminum surface. It's got an etched design, so you can make music. That lights up, and obviously that doesn't really count for much. It looks nice, it feels nice, it just feels like it has some thought into it. If you've ever picked up like a MacBook Pro, even if you don't like Macintosh software or Apple, you gotta admit, they feel solid, and the front of this does that pretty well. The back is just your standard laptop, but who cares about that? We'll go to the side here. We have the Kensington lock that no one ever uses. The charger port. This is a Blu-ray drive reader. Does not write, unfortunately. Probably won't be using it for that purpose, but it also burns CDs, DVDs, etc. And here we have 2 USB ports, some status lights, if you can see that. On the back you have absolutely nothing except for a massive battery that I'll get to later. And on the other side we get all the goodies. Exhaust vent, VGA, Ethernet, HDMI, eSATA or eSATA, depending upon how you like to pronounce that initialism. USB port, and input, output, memory stick duo, SD card slot, whatever. And to the front, we have Beats by Dre. That means my laptop is studio quality. No, I'll get to that later. We'll open it up here, and yeah, I can barely freaking fit it. Look at that tripod. Yeah, that's right, I have a tripod. I didn't even know. But this is a 17.3-inch screen, and we have a webcam with, that might be a stereo array up top. It's very glossy, you can't see that. That could be a stereo array or some kind of noise canceling device. Not sure which it is, but seems to be better than most microphones I've used on my laptops. But then again, most of my previous laptops were netbooks, so I can't really expect too much. The keyboard is a nice chiclet style keyboard, full keyboard. It's got the numpad, that's awesome. I use that quite a bit. No media bar like most HPs. I really like that little touch media bar. Instead you have to use, you know, the FN key, the alternative keys, I guess you'd call them. Trackpad supports gesture. The etched design comes around the back to the front and goes across, so that whole brushed aluminum theme kind of carries over. One power button. This makes it look like a Fisher-Price toy, but actually functions pretty well. It also has a, if you can see that, fingerprint reader that you can integrate to all of your fingers, and if you have no hands, I'm very sorry, but you won't be able to use your computer unless you disable that. I don't really know why. I mean, my data is not that important. Like, what are they gonna steal? My homework? But it's cool to pretend I'm a secret agent. You can also integrate this with things like, I believe, LastPass, and it also has something built in like that. If you're at a website, you want to log in your email, you can whoop, and it goes in. So that's nice. But boots up just fine. And let's take a look at the back here. Remember when I said the Beats by Dre Now, I really don't. I'm not too impressed. I haven't used their headphones, but this, at least, I mean, those are not studio quality. Let's face it, what is that, half-an-inch speaker? Like, you're not going to get professional studio quality. I've been to professional studios, IPR in Minneapolis or St. Paul. That's not a professional speaker. I played some FLAC on this, not impressive. The thing that is nice, Beats by Dre comes with a really nice bundled software that's actually fairly lightweight, and it's, you know, equalizers and everything like that. So it's fun to play around with it, and you will need it for some applications if you're really into audio, because it comes with a, what is this? Let's get the official name. HP Triple Bass Reflex Subwoofer. Now, that's a subwoofer. Yeah. That is like the size of a tweeter in a PC or car stereos. It does add a little bit of bass, but mostly it helps project a lot of the sound. It's got a pretty wide range, so it's not just bass. Inside here, I already looked in here. I'll do an overlay. You get your RAM, hard drive, and 2 hard drive slots. I thought that's pretty unique for a laptop. I've seen more and more of these doing it, and especially in the DV series, they're focusing on that. What I'd really like to do is RAID this, but unfortunately, I don't see a cable in there. I'm assuming I can buy the cable online, plug it into the motherboard, wire it through, and I can set up a little RAID on there. Hopefully I'd have SSDs too, so it doesn't drain the battery. But I really doubt that they would customize the motherboard to only have one port if they only ordered 1 hard drive. That would be extremely expensive. So obviously, unless this is a completely flawed design, that can be hooked up for a 2nd hard drive or a RAID. So that's always good. And yeah, look at this. The battery really does make it stand up. Good for typing, I guess. If you're down lower, it kind of almost like a dock a little bit, but that does have some issues when transporting it. I could barely fit this thing on my laptop. My netbook is just half the area of this behemoth 17.3-inch screen, and the battery life is actually amazing for how much equipment is in this and running at that power. This thing can run, I'd say, for like 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, 6 to 8 hours I've had, and that's on like full settings, high performance as you'd call it, basically bright screen and Wi-Fi. So I like this laptop. If you can find it for under $500 at the specs I found it at, definitely give it a try. You're probably looking at paying somewhere around $600 to $700 for something else, so you're saving a little bit on retail. But yeah, that's my review of that. But don't buy it for the Beats by Dre. I didn't even know this had it. And I mean, at college, people were like, "Oh, sweet, Beats by Dre." I'm like, what? And like, "Oh, that little symbol means you're a pro." Like, okay, I guess I make rap music now. And Dr. Dre is an audio technician. Hey guys, sorry I have to edit this in, but I remember that I didn't include anything about the actual performance at tasks like gaming or anything in the video. So how does it run games? It runs decent, I'd say subpar, but Minecraft runs just fine apparently on high settings, which is weird because it's packaged in such a way to take so many resources. However, Nuclear Dawn runs like garbage on it. You can play Magicka, I think I played on it, Team Fortress 2, haven't tried any Left 4 Dead, but don't buy it for gaming if that's what you're hoping on doing, because it really doesn't run them that great. But what it is awesome at is running multiple applications like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, YouTube all at the same time. You can really, they always say it, you can multitask. With this, you can actually multitask and it doesn't slow anything down, and that's what I really like it for. It's great for school. You can always have a bunch of windows open and a bunch of stuff in the system tray, and it runs just fine. So I'll get some benchmarks up in another video just to show you guys some actual statistical evidence if you're interested in that. I'll include a link somewhere, probably where my hand just was, and you can check that out. So that's my spiel about performance. Alright guys, so that's the video. I hope this has swayed your decision either way. As long as you've learned something, I'm happy. So I mean, if it saves you $500, that's great. And if it's cost you $500 and you enjoy it, that's great. But if, you know, obviously I hope you take something away from the video. And if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them before you drop the dough on this thing. But yeah, more videos coming out soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. It helps me out. Catch you guys next time. This has been Feltus45. Peace.